Christine, we're ready when you are.
Okay, perfect. So let's call the meeting to order at 6:30 p.m. on the 30th of March. And we're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready, salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call.
Chair Graziano,
Present.
Vice Chair Koistensen, Commissioner Anderson,
Present.
Commissioner Rios,
Here.
Commissioner Gomez,
Here.
Okay. Can we have the verification of agenda posting, please?
Yes, the agenda was posted on Friday, March 26, 2021 at the Hollister Community Center and City Hall per Government Code Section 54954.2.
Thank you. So we're going to do things a little different, and I'm going to stumble, and you guys just bear with me. So the next thing we're going to do is the approval of minutes for Tuesday, February 23rd, 2021. And I think the way I'm supposed to present this is as a roll call vote. Sorry. So Tina, correct me if I'm wrong. So what we'll do is we'll take a vote with commissioners' last names. Is this how?
You're first going to ask for a motion and then a second. And then you wrote, then when everyone agrees, then you go through each roll call.
Okay, all right, then. So can I have approval of the minutes for Tuesday, February 23rd?
I move that we approve the minutes of the meeting of the 23rd of February.
Motion.
I guess a motion to approve. I mean, did somebody answer?
I did. Anderson.
Okay, perfect. And then do I have a second?
I second that motion.
Thank you. Okay, so then now moving forward, we take a roll call vote.
Yes.
Okay. And then do I ask each person individually?
Yes.
Okay, so am I asking myself?
No.
I guess.
Yeah. No.
Okay, so Commissioner Graziano, yes. Okay, so then Commissioner Koistinen,
Yes.
Commissioner Anderson,
Yes.
Commissioner Rios,
Yes.
and Commissioner Gomez.
Yes.
Okay. Tina, was that done properly?
Yes. Now you're just.
All right then. Okay, so perfect. Let's open up for public comment.
If anyone wishes to speak, it's on Zoom. Please raise your hand and we'll allow you to speak.
I see, oh no, that's my hand. Don't listen to me. Okay, I don't see hands over here, but I think you can see them on your end if there was one.
We were just giving them a little bit of time, but nobody's raising their hands at the moment.
Okay.
Oh, I beg to differ. Rob Rodriguez just raised his hand.
Perfect.
Go ahead, Rob. Rob, please go ahead. You're on mute.
There you go.
Rob, go ahead and speak.
Can you hear me?
There you go.
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I'd just like to say thank you for including the community garden on Park Hill in the the Hollister Recreation and Parks plan. Yeah. I wanted to hear what you guys had to say about the park, what the staff had to update before I talked, but it sounded like I needed to make sure that you guys wanted to hear me afterwards now. So like I said, again, I appreciate including the community garden in the list of parks. I think that it should be zoned as a park, and our community needs more community gardens. Thank you.
We have no more speakers.
Okay, moving along. Let's start with some old business. And number one is the Clower Park.
Henry, you're on mute.
Yes.
Henry Gonzalez, you're on mute. Henry. There
we
he
go.
goes. There he goes.
Sorry about that, I'm on my phone. So Clower Park is the next park that we're gonna be going out for some bids to install the ADA compliant padding on the ground, installing it, I believe it's either 2 or 3 apparatuses for the kids to be playing on. That's what we have right now for Clower Park.
Okay. I think after each update, I'm going to ask for public comment. I believe that's how we're going to move forward with this so that everybody has an opportunity. So is there a public comment?
If you wish to speak on this item, please raise your hand and we'll go ahead and unmute you. No one has raised their hand.
Okay, then we're going to move on to item number 2, which is Dunn Park. Henry, if you can update us on that.
So Dunn Park, what we're going to be doing there is we're going to be adding pickleball courts. We're going to do our best not to have to remove or change a tennis court. We're going to go to the north side of that park, put pickleball court in there, and we're looking into putting in a half-court basketball court also.
Great, thank you. I'm going to again ask for public comment because I can. Is there, if you want to raise your hand for a public comment?
No one is raising their hand.
Okay, then we're going to move on to the River Trail Parkway. Yeah, Henry.
I'll go
So
ahead.
people are, oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Henry.
No, go on, Tina, that's okay.
I just wanted to comment on the River Trail Parkway. Staff will continue to work on beautifying the trail. We had a schedule of April 10th for our ribbon cutting, but we have since changed that to a tentative date, either sometime towards the end of April or the beginning of May, just because we would like staff to work on cleaning up the area. There's some graffiti along the bridge that we'd like to clean up, and adding some other things and working with some local landscapers to help add some kind of beautifying it with flowers, plants, and then working with volunteers to help with the cleanup.
Thank you. Henry, did you have something to add?
No, I was just gonna mention that I've seen quite a few people down there already utilizing that trail, which is good to see so quickly. I've had some comments from people saying that that was a great idea to put that trail back there and so close to the riverbed.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to again open it up for public comment. If you have a public comment, please raise your hand.
We do. We have two. Robin Pollard. Robin, go ahead.
Am I unmuted?
You are.
Okay, great. Yeah, it's really exciting to see all of the people that are going down to the river trail. It really shows that something like this will do a lot for our community, and I hope that it will show the people and the city government as well the importance of continuing this trail. This is a great beginning, and we're really excited about it. And we look forward to the postponed date in the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have Rob Rodriguez. Rob, go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Thanks. I'd just like to follow up on what Robin said. I'm excited to see the continuation of the project. I believe the river is a huge part of our community that's, kind of forgotten about, especially people like to dump their trash there. And so I think that the park trail brings a lot of attention to it. And I would like to see, some kind of, I don't want to say development, but like trail system development in the, the actual, like the lower river where a lot of that dumping happens. I know that the section the city owns is kind of limited, but also, it's the same section where the trail is going up. So I'm interested in volunteering, whoever's setting up the cleanups. I would love to go down and help. And then also, like I said, just, that trail system needs to be developed so that, we bring attention to that part of our community that kind of gets forgotten about. It's a beautiful little nature preserve in the middle of town that we should definitely be taking advantage of. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay,
We have no more speakers.
perfect. Let's move on to Brigantino Park. Henry?
We have no movement on Brigantino Park at this point. We are trying to remedy an issue with after-hour activities. We're going to be installing cameras, security cameras out there, so the place will become a little bit more secure for everybody.
Okay.
Chair Graziano, if I may, this is Recreation Supervisor Garza. I met with Kimley Horn. We kind of focus on some goals and prioritizing the first phase of the project. And our goals include a safe connectivity to the park along the 4th Street or another area. We're looking at revenue opportunities. Our focus is to include 2 soccer fields and 2 softball fields. I already said it, revenue opportunities, which are grants. We're looking at grants too. So I met with them on March 19th, and that's kind of what we're working on. The next meeting is coming up in April, and we will include our community services, Henry, and we're trying to get in someone from planning to continue to work on this project.
Tina, I had met with Kimley Horn. God, it's been like when this all first started. Is there a possibility that some of the chairs can meet as well as, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what our position is, but can we be a part of that?
Absolutely. I can work on, probably through a Zoom meeting, but I will reach out to them
Okay.
and see how we can include our parks commissioners, the ones that would like to be involved with the project.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, so we're gonna open up again to public comment.
We have Robin Pollard. Go ahead, Robin.
Trying to unmute. Am I
There you go.
unmuted? Okay. My thumb was fatter than I thought. This is really exciting about Brigantino Park having any kind of forward movement with it. And I hate to sound like a broken record, but the first thing needs to be safe passage before any fields go in there. And I hope that you as commissioners will lobby your council people that that has to be the first step. And really, that's all I have to say. I'm looking forward to having something grand out there someday. Thank you.
We have Rob Rodriguez. Go ahead, Rob.
Hey, thank you. I'd just like to echo Robin. The safe passage to the park is definitely a priority. What's ironic about talking safe passages to the parks is that the General Plan Advisory Committee is meeting tonight talking about complete streets, and these meetings are happening at the same time. But complete streets is a huge thing. So I think that, like Robin said, the first thing we need to talk about before really developing that park is safe passage for our youth. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have no more speakers.
Okay, then let's move on to item 5, which is Prop 68.
That's, Prop 68 was a grant that the city applied for. It's a state grant it was funded through tax that was passed in June of 2018. This was the 4th round for our new commissioners. The city applied around 2 years ago for this grant, and we got through phase 2, but then at the end we were not awarded. So we reapplied, and I included the concept design for the fire station number 2. This was very similar to what our community wanted, but on this project, we included a dog park for that portion of town, which is a small dog park and a large dog park. So over by Fire Station 2, which is Union, is that Union out there, right next to the fire station, it would be included a park, and that all of our commissioners received their concept design.
Maybe this is a silly question, but obviously on Airline Highway, there's a big fence.
There is, and we would include a retaining wall that is, if you look down to the left where it says Airline Highway, and there's cars, and then it looks like some existing trees, we would build a retaining wall going all along down that street. And then up top would be the park, walking trail or pathway. It's not really a trail. And then a few parking stalls, because we feel that it could be an area where community neighborhoods would walk to the park.
I like that. So if anybody's coming from like the Valley View, Glenview, oh, well, never mind. I was gonna say, are there gonna be like crosswalks? Because everybody hauls butt down that road.
Yes.
But that's a different story, probably.
Yeah, I had our planning department review it, and then they're working on, there's not existing crosswalks now that they're working on them.
Okay, let's open it up for public comment.
I have no, oh, I have Robin Pollard. Go ahead, Robin.
All right. I'm really thankful that staff continues to apply for these grants and to get these parks in. I think the fire safety park is a great idea. Showing plants that don't burn is really valuable for homeowners. And so it has a lot of educational value to the community. And I hope if we don't get it this time, we don't give up. Don't quit trying. Thank you. Kudos.
Chair, if there's no more public comment, Chair Graziano, I also have a report for the Leatherback Park.
Okay, let's move forward with that because I don't see anybody else.
We have no other speakers.
Included was, we also applied for Prop 68 grant for the Leatherback property. When the community met, it was important that we had some sort of indoor basketball gymnasium along with some community center. But when we started working on this, the layout, the idea, it showed that the grant was up to 15 million. I mean, not the grant, the cost to build, it was up to 15 million. So we scaled back a little bit and looked at our priority. But if you see the north part of the park, it's kind of open grass area, but that was left for a phase 2, and that would include the community center on that side. But for right now, our priority was the gym and some sort of outdoor activities for our youth. There is a sports field that would include our soccer, flag football groups that can participate. It's also, you'll also see a roller rink that was important to some of our roller derby groups. And with that, we would also, in the wintertime, we would change that into an ice skating rink. So we just kind of bring that to the downtown area. This park is lit up. You'll see the lighting all along. It includes a turf area that would either be a volleyball or we can open it up to another soccer field. Up to the top where it says open turf, kind of the east of the park, that would be another part of our phase 2, to include a skate park. But this concept design right here was at 8.4 million, and the grant only honored 8.5 million. So we had to scale back quite a few things, but we felt that this right here was the idea and the concept for the community, and this is what they felt were they wanted us to prioritize.
Thank you, Tina. I'm going to go back and open it up for public comment. We have none?
We have Robin Pollard.
Okay.
Go ahead, Robin.
All right. Yeah, I can't help myself when you ask. So, of the 2 opportunities, I really think that the fire station 1 would be better used with more community members. The Leatherback property, there's not any families near it, really. I mean, there's a senior center, I guess. I mean, I guess I'm kind of confused that was redevelopment land, correct? And unless I'm not correct, which could be, and redevelopment land was the 400 block, but so that had to be sold, but this piece doesn't. It just makes me wonder. Anyhow, I hope that we get both of them, but if we have to choose between one or the other, I surely hope that it goes up to the fire station. Thank you.
Susan Logue?
Hi, my name is Susan Logue. I'm a Hollister resident. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Great. I've been meaning to attend for a while, and I've tried to attend one, I think, of the Parks and Rec Commission meeting. I think it's so important, everything you're doing. So it may feel a little lonely out there now that I see you're there by yourselves, but you know, the community really appreciates what you're doing, and I think it's going to make a huge difference for us, just not now, but in the future. I just wanted to say, because I'm kind of new to paying attention to which parks and all that, I didn't know whether it was possible to share the screen so that when you're showing the parks you're talking about, the public could see, you know, which parks you're talking about exactly. I understand the fire station. Leatherback to me means the Leatherback right across from the clock tower. So that's not, I'm not sure if that's the same area you're speaking of, but that's what I just wanted to add. And thank you so much for being there. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Susan. I think we can share a screen in the future.
Hello. Hi. So I also had the same concern as Susan, but mine was more so. It sounded like you guys had a map already, you know, of the park, of what it was going to be like when it was done, and maybe I missed the, you know, the message, but I didn't get one, you know. So if the, like, the screen sharing to show the park and the new design was possible, I would appreciate that. Thank you.
You bet.
We have no more speakers.
Okay.
Question.
Pardon me?
Yeah, I have a question. If I can go back to what Tina was saying about the Leatherback area. What kind of community input how was that conducted?
Staff held 5 meetings for Leatherback, but since we applied for this grant back in 2019, we reached out to the community back then, and due to COVID, we didn't have any public meetings within this last year. The state allowed us to use our public comment meetings from 2019. So it's been, you know, almost 3 years that we reached out to the public on these concept designs. So we went with the ideas that were brought to us at the time.
And I went to those meetings, and I can tell you, boy, this is really scaled back. Like you said, originally it was, I forget what you said, some crazy number, but this is really scaled back.
Yes, when we got the final numbers, it was an excessive amount, because when we applied to this grant the first year, it was around half the cost, and then it doubled. And the architect that we work with, the Wallace Group, they just mentioned that due to COVID and the cost to build has gone up, so that's why the concept design has almost doubled.
Yeah. Okay. Are we good? Yeah. Okay, then let's move on to the naming of a public park. Tina?
Yes, that's mine. I just wanted to bring this back onto the agenda for everyone and let you guys know that it was advised by our council to clarify how we send our notices out to the public, and to create a policy for a naming of the park. So I'm taking this information, policy, and the clarifying how staff will reach out to the public to council at our April 19th meeting. And what I'm going to do is resend our resolution that was approved back in 2002, and request that council approve us to advertise through social media, Facebook, emails, and then create a policy where when we do receive applications that we inform the public that there is a application on file and they would like to name the park after either a person or a geographical area or any of the other current policies we have on file. So we're just trying to clarify everything right now, because when the resolution was developed, it was 2002, so it's been a good 19 years, and we just want to clean up some of the language a little bit. So what's going to happen next is if council approves the policy, then in May, have to advertise, and then either in the middle of May or the beginning of June, we will bring the applications that we have on file back to council for approval or not.
Okay. All right, so basically, is city council gonna rewrite that?
No, staff is working on it.
Okay.
Council
Staff
will
is there-
approve the policy and the process that staff will take to publicly notice our community.
Okay. All right. I'll open that up for public comment.
I have a question. Tina, will that be brought back before the commission?
I could bring it back at the next commissioners meeting so that you guys can see. But if I bring it to the commission first and then to council, then naming of the parks probably won't be approved until August, because we don't meet in July. So if you guys would like, I can bring it to the next meeting, and then it has to go to city council to approve. Then I have to give 30 days public notice that we have received applications, and after that process, then it goes to city council. And like I said, I wouldn't be able to do that until August. But you guys let me know if you'd like me to bring the language back to the Parks and Recreation Commission.
What do you think, Christine?
It's funny because I'm looking at the wall, and in my binder in the wall is I think it's 2 pages or whatever. It's not that detailed. So I hate that we would have to wait that long, but I think I'd like to see what the new words were. Is everybody? Yeah, I think we would, Tina. I know it delays stuff, but I think it's important for us to see it.
Yeah, I'd like to see it too, just so that we are aware of what the changes are going to be and how it's going to work, because that's quite a long time to update something. So it would be good to take a look at it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I will bring it back to the next meeting scheduled on Tuesday, April 27th.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Okay, then, let's open up for new business, and first item is dog park. Henry?
Sorry,
That's okay.
I'm having technical difficulties, apologize. So the Jerry Gabe Dog Park, Airport Dog Park, whatever we're gonna end up naming it, So we're looking at 5 more weeks. So I believe that would be May 4th. We'll be able to be on the lawn area of the dog parks.
Oh, wow.
We had hydro seeded last week. They told us 6 weeks, so 5 more weeks unless they tell us otherwise. But that was their deadline for that.
What were they building out there today?
We were actually taking down the old shade structures. They were all weathered and not very secured out there, so I had them remove them so they wouldn't be a hazard.
Super. Okay, thank you. I'm going to open it up for public comment again.
We have no hands raised.
Okay, then let's move on to Vista Park Hill.
Vista Park Hill, we are we're having a contractor up there. They are going to be put a brand new bathroom in, I believe, in 3 weeks. It's either 3 or 4 weeks. They're going to be installing a whole new bathroom on top of there.
Okay, I think I'll move on to the community garden and then I'll go for public comment at Vista Park Hill.
So I don't have any,
Okay,
I'm not part of that garden actually, so sorry about that.
that's okay.
Chair Graziano, if I may, I'd like to comment. I went up there and had a nice conversation with Adam Bell in regards to the community garden, and he's the caretaker up there, and he kind of gave me a tour of the area and what Growing Hearts and Adam they're looking for is kind of expand in the area. There's a lot of interest in our community where they'd like to continue to either grow some of the succulents that are up there, different types of plants, or vegetables to maybe help with feeding the community. So I just took some time, and it was a really nice tour. And I would encourage all of the rest of our commissioners to go up and visit the community garden. As you're going up to Park Hill, you just kind of park near some of the buildings that are boarded up. But then from there, you can walk down to the garden, and you'll be able to see all the work that the Growing Hearts and Robin and Adam have done to create this for our community. And I think it's an important asset. It creates, it engages our community and allows everyone to be a part of, feeding the community or growing some really pretty succulents. They do a really good job up there. They utilize or recycle a lot of different type of equipment from sinks where they put succulents and gardening plants. So it looks really good. And just to help support the efforts up there, I think that as a community, as a city, we need to look into supporting our local community garden.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you. Let's open that up for public comment.
We have Adam Bell. He apparently is using an older version of Zoom. Let me do something different here.
Okay, are we waiting?
Yes.
Okay.
I guess we're waiting for him to connect.
There we
There he
go.
goes.
There he is.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Yes, we do a great job in our community garden. We have the beautiful succulents in the community garden. We get the best views in Park Hill. I do enjoy being up there. You can't beat the view when you go up the Park Hill. You can't beat the view. I mean, you can't even say no to that view. I mean, I go do my weatherboard. It's like, okay, well, I can't just not leave and not enjoy the view of Park Hill, or of Hollister. I mean, we do have good. The garden looks nice. We have the weatherboard. Enjoy the beautiful garden we do. We do a good job every day. We keep it up every single day. I do enjoy being up there, and you should come take a visit if you have the free time. Take a visit to Park Hill and kind of enjoy the view and look at the progress we did in our community garden. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam.
Next, we have Rob Rodriguez. Go ahead, Rob.
Hey, thanks. I just like to piggyback off of Adam. You know, I've worked there at the community garden just as long about as he has, and it's an awesome place where the community can come together and be able to grow their own food and well, we've been able to grow succulents up there. I just like to talk about some things that we have going on up there. Our organization, Growing Hearts Garden Center. We're right in the middle of a succulent garden project. So we're trying to build a garden up there. We want to throw some retaining walls up on the hill under the big pine tree where not a lot of things can grow except for succulents, and make it a nice succulent garden, decorated with mosaics for, done by community members, youth groups, any kind of, communities that we can get involved in the project. Tina had mentioned, we want to expand the garden. I've heard there's talks about bulldozing that building it's been burned. I think that instead of, whatever they have planned for that space, it would be nice to be able to put some raised garden boxes and be able to turn that into more community space. In terms of our own organization, I think that that space is perfect for us. Those buildings are not being used, and so I think that I'll call out Building C and the lot surrounding it would be perfect for our organization to set up our nursery. We're still looking for a location in Park Hills where we started offering our first teaching program. So it just seems like the perfect place to expand on. On the backside of the hill, there was a ton of garbage, and it had been used as kind of like a homeless encampment. And so this last weekend, we went back out there and pulled out almost 1,500 pounds of trash and set up some garden boxes. And so we've been filling those garden boxes this week, and we're getting it all ready. And I think it would be an awesome project. Santa Cruz has near Natural Bridges Park, they have a homeless community garden, which they offer, the homeless opportunities to be integrated into their community. So anybody could volunteer and work there, and they're also making food for the community. So I think, that's a perfect spot for it. And I'll just add one more is that I love libraries, and I think our library here in town is too small. There's a big lot up at the top of the hill that it looks like it's a perfect place for a library, something that's like 3 stories or more and offers a lot of, it's an actual community center. Thanks for taking the time to listen to me. I only get 3 minutes.
Robin Pollard?
Mute. Well, welcome to my garden. 22 years ago, I went to city council and said, there's a lot next to me that looks like weeds and trash, and I want to start a garden. And thankfully, over the years, the local neighbors have all taken on plots, and I've drawn people from the community, and then Growing Hearts came and they wanted a spot, so I gave them a spot, and anybody that comes up, I give them a piece of dirt to plant their own. But this year, well, the last 2 years, we've been full. And the idea of expanding the garden or having opportunities for other people that are on my waiting list to give them a small piece of dirt to grow something, really, it fills my heart. So I hope you do take the opportunity to come up and see the garden and walk through, and imagine if it went through all of the buildings and down the hill and up and over. So yeah, if you're ever up there, give me a call. I'll be glad to meet you there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Robin.
Rob Rodriguez has raised his hand again. I don't know if you want to allow him to speak again.
I don't know either.
Chair Graziano, Rob Rodriguez would like to speak.
Hello?
Okay,
Okay.
go ahead.
All right, can everybody hear me all right now?
Yes.
All right, sorry, this is Chris Evans. I'm the co-founder of Growing Hearts Garden Center, and I'm here with Rob, and so I'm just jumping on his computer. I hope you don't mind for being eco-friendly here. But thank you for having Park Hill, the community garden, in the discussion tonight. Like Robin said, it's an amazing place up there, and I think it's a gem for our community to expand on and do all the things that local communities are doing as far as community spaces and things that will give people an opportunity to get together, to grow, to showcase our community with art and in agriculture, and in our heritage. Like Robin said, there is a waiting list. She has so many people that want to be in the garden, and we are happy to. My organization, I know I spoke with Tina a lot about this. We are happy to go up there and do whatever work's needed to get that place renovated, and coordinate with whatever nonprofits in town that want to join us. And so I think that like Robin said, expanding that community garden, the best spot for it is that adjoining property there, the old forestry department. There's great land around there. I have had connections with the homeless up there, and I know that there's people on the streets that would really benefit from a project like this. And so again, I don't need to take up more of your time. I'm pretty sure Tina can talk your ear off about what I've told her in the past and where our hearts are at. So again, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We have no more speakers.
Okay. Then let's move on to under new business number 4, which is Scott / the MLB field refurbishment grant.
Recreation staff applied for a Scott's refurbishment grant, field refurbishment grant, that would be up at Vista Park Hill. Last year we applied. We were in the top 10 out of 500 applicants. And as we move forward, we weren't awarded the grant. So I reached out and I asked, what prevented us from receiving this grant. It's a $50,000 grant that would help us kind of beautify our Vista Park Hill softball field. And they just mentioned that the city didn't have a sustainability plan to, if Scott's and the MLB awarded us this grant, how would we maintain it? And recreation and parks are two separate departments, but we try to work very closely together. And I think during that time, it's kind of when COVID hit, so there wasn't a great response. So recreation tried to kind of put something together to respond to some sort of an idea of how we would maintain those fields, although we don't maintain the fields because the Parks Department does. So it's just a little confusing, and I think that kind of threw the Scott's MLB grant people off a little bit. But this year, we're working on something. Henry has played a good role in helping us create a plan. Our Henry staff, I should say, has been a part of the process. So I just want to let our commissioners know we're applying for the grant again, and hopefully we will be awarded, and we will continue to add to the beautification of Vista Park Hill, especially with the community garden expanding, a nice softball field, and hopefully soon we'll get rid of those buildings up there. So I just wanted to report on the grant.
Thank you. Is there a public comment? Or I'm opening it up for public comment.
Robin Pollard?
So I'm not sure this is a comment. It's more of a question. With the grant, will the sprinklers be fixed? Because I'd say a third of them just bubble up. And if you look at the field, you can see where it's dry. I'm just hoping that that's part of the grant, is to put in a correct sprinkler system or repair the sprinkler system that's there. Thank you.
We have no more speakers.
Okay, let's move on to Art and Culture Commission, an update, please.
I just wanted to give our commission an update on our Art and Culture Commission. In February, council approved an Art and Culture Commission that would be underneath the Recreation Department. In March, we received 2 applicants that were appointed, and I've heard since then we have received a few more applicants, so we should have a full commission, which includes 5 commissioners. So we'll be starting our meetings possibly in May or June. And the goal of the Art and Culture Commission is to work closely with our Parks and Recreation Commissioners to include art in our parks, or sculptures, to include art in our downtown area. That would be more of our art and culture, but even including festivals either in our parks or the downtown area. So I just want to let our Parks and Recreation Commissioners know that this new art culture will be starting up soon, and we would hope that we can, our Parks and Recreation Commissioners can gather together with the art and culture to create a plan on how we would like to move forward with both commissions in the Recreation Department, and how we'll be able to bring just different aspects to our community.
Thank you. I'm going to open it up for public comment.
We have Rob Rodriguez. Go ahead, Rob.
Hi, I'd just like to say that I would be, our organization would be more than willing to work with that arts and cultural, as a committee or the commission, because like you said, sculptures in the park, perfect. There's places under like the pepper trees that grow near the community garden, or that big pine tree that would be perfect for sculptures. And also just that whole area, the old forestry department, there's tons of big blank concrete slabs that would be awesome for community murals. That I like I said, I would love to work with the committee on that. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have no more speakers.
Okay, we're going to open it up for commissioner comments now. So I'm going to speak first. So one of the things I learned about art in the park is, yes, murals and stuff, but we have, I think, 2, maybe 3 concrete pieces of art at Dunn Park, and they're like, it's a bench, and I don't know if anybody's aware of this, but it's something I learned, so I thought I'd share. So art can be, functional. It can be, so this would be a really cool collaboration. I'm excited about that. That's all I have to say. Does anybody else want to say something?
I would like to work with them as well. I think it would be great.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. I think we're going to move on to reports let's start off with the recreation program.
This past weekend, recreation staff had our annual, it's not annual, it's actually the first year we've ever done it, but it was pictures with the Easter Bunny. So the Easter Bunny came over to Dunn Park. We set up pictures, very successful. And then down below we had art in the park. We had 2 cohort groups down there. So around 28 children created some pretty cool looking flowers. And everyone had a really good time out there. They were thankful that we were bringing some activities out to Dunn Park and creating a nice experience for our youth. Other than that, recreation staff has ended the after-school program. Last Friday was the last day for our rec after-school program. This week we're running a spring camp, and Friday's the last day for that. And beginning in April, first week of April, staff is going to start working on some language that will include allowing the community to participate in our sports leagues, but first we have to create guidelines and protocols before they can enter the fields, and working with coaches, and a lot of different steps that need to be taken before we can start up our sports leagues. But we're definitely looking at a lot of the outdoor sports to start up. And we decided to take our youth volleyball program outdoors on the grass so that some of the youth can enjoy playing volleyball. Junior Giants, we're working with the Junior Giants Foundation to bring baseball, softball to our community. And then in August, we will begin working on our soccer leagues. And that's all I have to report.
Thank you. Tina, I'm not opening this up for public comment. I mean, we're reporting at this point, correct?
Correct.
Okay, then let's move on to the Parks Division review.
Go ahead, Henry.
I'm sorry, it got muted on me. What was that again? I'm sorry.
We're gonna do the Parks Division review. That's you.
Okay. Okay. Again, we are, I mentioned Power Park already. You guys done Park. So Park Hill, I would like to, because I've heard that mentioned a lot, Park Hill, we are actually going to start demoing the rest of that burning building down off of Park Hill, so it's not such an eyesore.
Nice.
And then we're getting a building put on top of the water feature at Valley View Park also. That should be coming in the next 3 to 5 weeks, I believe. And other than the pickleball and the half-court basketball, that's all I have to report.
Thank you. All right, so our next meeting is Tuesday, April 27th. And do I have a motion to adjourn at 7:31 p.m.?
I move that we adjourn at
motion that.
7:31 p.m.
Thank you, Commissioner Gomez. And then do I have a second?
I second it.
Okay, and then we're gonna go back to, I believe I do a roll call vote. Tina?
Yes.
That's what I'm doing?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna do a roll call vote and I'll start. Chair Graziano, yes. Chair Quistington, I'm gonna smear your name. I'm so sorry, Dawn.
Call me Dawn. Yes.
Okay, Chair Anderson,
Yes.
okay, Chair Rios?
Yes.
Or we're commissioners. Sorry, we're commissioners. Sorry, I don't know where I am. And Commissioner Gomez.
Yes.
Okay, I think we did it. And until next time. Or do I say motion approved? This is confusing me a little bit. Like I said, I knew I was going to trip over myself. Sorry, guys.
Adjourn.
Adjourn?
Yes.
Okay. We're good, right?
Yes.
Yep, thank you. We can
Thank
end.
you.
the
Thank
meeting
you.
now.
Have a good evening.
Thanks, everyone.
Good night. Yeah, I think it would really be great. I'd really like to get involved with the arts and whatever it's called. I forgot. Art and Culture Commission. Yeah.